Well, it's been a really cold Duluth week. Monday morning, the car thermometer showed 13 degrees below zero, and that's on the Fahrenheit scale, meaning minus 25 for everyone else. I'm Paul Mackey, joined by my lovely wife, Darcy.
Hello.
And this is One Idjit's Thoughts on Plus One. We're getting back around to Muppets Mayhem today. We want to finish this up leading into the March 3rd premiere of the next series we're going to cover together.
Yep.
I've dropped small hints, but I'm still not revealing. That's possibly a mistake, not really the way to hype something up, but I do things my own way. March 3rd. Why March 3rd? Maybe it's an anniversary of something?
Could be. It's not our anniversary.
No.
I haven't known you that long.
That long? Since you haven't known me since March 3rd?
Well, March 3rd of a long time ago.
Oh, I see. Okay. Feeling like it might be an even year anniversary. Stephen Moffat cited the show as one of the inspirations for Press Gang, which is one of the shows I've announced is upcoming. I called out one of the actors for the pilot at some point during the Rockford Files, though I'm not sure if I mentioned it by name. Oh, and Brian Thompson is in the pilot, and I know you all know I'm not talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which also had Brian Thompson in the pilot.
Sure.
That's enough hinting around. We'd better get into Muppets Mayhem, Track 4, The Times They Are A-Changin', which looks really weird when you write it out like that.
It does, but hey, what was the movie that just came out?
The Times They Are A-Changin'.
No.
That's what it says right there.
It isn't. That's not the movie that came out.
No, what's the movie that came out?
What do you think it's called?
What do you think it's called?
What do you think it's called?
I don't think you know what it's called.
I think I do, and I think I forgot right now.
You think it's called A Complete Unknown?
Yeah, that's it. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
The Duluth guy.
From here, yeah. He was born in that hospital. They're knocking down up the street there.
Well, it's gone now. Most of it.
All right, well, let's go into the summary of this episode.
You were born in the other hospital.
Yes, St. Luke's.
Yes.
So we resume directly from the previous episode after Moog fell through the floor, and it turns out he's discovered the shack's secret studio. Cheech and Chong are even in the corner, having waited for the Mayhem to go out for pizza.
It's a long wait.
It's a long wait. I don't know what they did down there for all those years.
I have a feeling.
Well, how did they sustain them? So does Cheech and Chong run solely on...
You know, they are, like, I don't know.
How big of a bag would you need?
They're gods. They don't need to eat.
Yeah, okay.
At least that's what they think.
Penny and JJ show up, and Penny is still talking about selling the music catalog to JJ.
Yeah.
Nora and the Mayhem resolve to record in the shack studio, but when Moog volunteers to do the production, Nora pulls him aside and tells him she won't use him, refusing to listen to his demo.
Wow, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Speaking of hurt, Nora is staying with Janice, who tries to work and get Nora and Hannah to reconcile.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. That's all
I liked that bit.
All the methods.
For sure.
The Mayhem bring in a series of guest vocalists, but instead of making new material, the guests all want to work with the song Rockin' Robin.
Now, Paul, did you know who most of those people were?
Not really.
I know.
I mean, I know of Deadmau5, and if you'd asked me to name any piece that he ever did, I wouldn't be able to.
No, I just know that he wears the head thing, and that's always him in there.
Oh, but Ziggy Marley.
Ziggy Marley, yeah, I knew that.
Totally know Ziggy Marley.
Yeah.
I hear his music almost daily at work.
Do you?
Because Arthur still runs on the kids' channel.
Oh, yes, I suppose.
So they end up working on a mumble rap version of Rockin' Robin,
which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. I don't really know the style of mumble rap. I really thought it was great that Lips was on the track.
Yeah.
The mumble. That was a great tie-in, but
that was pretty funny.
I'm not sure who the guy was, and I'm not sure what mumble rap really is.
Well, maybe somebody will educate us at some point.
Could be. Moog says the band isn't into it, but Nora is convinced by their enthusiasm. Dr. Teeth carries on his revived relationship with Penny. Nora and Moog have a falling out after he puts his mix on her phone instead of the mumble rap version, and he insists he knows what the band is like, and she has no idea.
I don't know. He might be right.
She listens to his demo and watches performance tapes. Janice tells Hannah about her estranged twin and that she has no idea where the twin is now. Nora admits to Moog that he was right and tells him he starts work with the band in the morning. Nora and Hannah share a heartfelt hug, and later at the studio, it's time to fire up the new stuff. However, as it turns out, there is no new stuff.
That's okay.
Is it?
It is, I think.
I don't think Nora thought it was okay.
Well, you know.
So I've got 3 favorite lines to play.
Okay.
So I've got this one.
Maybe leave your guard dog down there and you come up.
BRB.
Bring your own root beer.
Right. And then I also have this one.
Will I have a bed while dreaming about all this?
You're standing on it.
The pillows?
Yeah, for sure. I don't believe one's body should be imprisoned by a bed frame, which is why I subscribe to free-range resting. Just like drop and sleep anywhere.
I don't think that I would recommend free-range resting because it would hurt my back a lot.
Does Iris perform free-range resting? Well, I mean, she's actually cleaned up the room in a big way, so there's only really one place.
See. I don't know. It looks a little plain now, but I'm not going to say anything.
There's only one place to do the resting now, on the bed.
Yeah, well, I mean, she did the resting on the bed anyway. It's just there's a lot less accoutrement.
I suppose. And last, we've got this one.
Actually, like, my life is better without her.
For sure.
So, we're good here?
For sure.
Okay, is that a for sure as in you give up, or a for sure where you're just humoring me?
For sure.
I love Janice.
Yes.
I always have.
All right, well, I'm going to do the Who Is This Human segment. The Who Is This Human segment features this week Bill Barretta. Bill was born in 1964. He grew up in Yardley, Pennsylvania in the Philadelphia area and showed interest in puppeteering at a young age. His older brother Gene wrote to Jim Henson when he was 14, looking for instructions on how to build his own Muppet. The brothers followed the instructions Jim sent back and performed around the neighborhood. Later, Bill worked at the Sesame Place theme park in Philly alongside Brian Henson and renewed his interest in puppeteering.
Ah, Sesame Place, a place I don't really want to go to.
No?
No.
How are their mascots?
They're a little ratty.
I see.
And those ones smell really bad because they wear them outside all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't take very good care of them.
Well, that's sad. As far as I can tell, he has worked almost exclusively with the Jim Henson Company, aside from voice work on Kim Possible and a role as Lonnie Dufresne / Mr. Frumpus on The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, Mr. Frumpus!
Yes, Bill Barretta is Mr. Frumpus.
Oh, yeah! Alright.
His first work was as the body puppet of Earl Sinclair on the Jim Henson's Dinosaurs sitcom.
Ah, I remember when that came out.
I looked at the credits for that series, and it's like they have a person that's the body work, and then sometimes the heads have 2 or 3 different puppeteers working different parts of it.
I believe it. Those things were really complicated.
Really detailed body and facial motions.
And it's all like, it's all bicycle cables.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Were there bicycle cables in some of the mascots?
Yeah, absolutely. All of them.
Oh, okay.
That's how they make the mouth go mop, 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 mop.
Except in that case, on the stage version, that's pretty much just one puppeteer dancing and moving the bits.
That's some of them. Some of them actually do have 2, but they're the more complicated ones.
I see. Later in the 90s, he originated the role of Pepe the Prawn and Bobo the Bear on the Muppets Tonight series. He's gradually assumed the work for several characters originated by Jim Henson, including Dr. Teeth, the Swedish Chef, and Rolf the Dog, who was in a semi-retired state for a number of years following Jim's passing.
You kind of look like the Swedish Chef sometimes, but if you had a mustache, I could see that.
Okay. He originated the role of Elmo's dad on Sesame Street and has worked as producer for several Muppet productions, including work as co-creator of Muppets Mayhem. History of this Muppet. It's one of your favorites. I think you just told us that. It's Janice.
Aww.
Janice was created in 1975 for the original Muppet Show Sex and Violence pilot, as were all of the Mayhem, I'm discovering.
Oh, okay.
And has appeared with the Electric Mayhem ever since. Her name is an homage to Janis Joplin, and she is said to resemble Mary Travers of Peter, Paul, and Mary. She was designed by Michael K. Frith and built by Bonnie Erickson. She took on her distinctive Valley Girl persona and speech patterns during the second season of The Muppet Show when Richard Hunt took over the voice role. Richard Hunt was the sole voice performer for Janice until his passing in 1992, and since then she has been performed by Kevin Clash, Brian Henson, and is currently performed by David Rudman. Aside from Animal, she is the only member of the Electric Mayhem to have appeared on the Muppet Babies cartoon in a single appearance when she is slightly older than the babies and able to read, voiced by Dave Coulier.
Nice. I don't remember that one.
She was romantically associated with Zoot in the first season of The Muppet Show, then Floyd in Season 2. She plays guitar left-handed and usually plays a Gibson Les Paul Cherry Sunburst. Next section up, how did they Muppet that? That's yours.
They use cables.
Bicycle cables.
Yes.
To
Lots of them.
Control all sorts of detailed movements.
The mouths. And it's bicycle cables and rubber bands, like serious.
Like, really, just like...
Yeah, they've got, like, rubber bands in the, the jaw.
So to make the jaw return to a certain state.
Return, yeah.
So it always returns to a closed state. They don't have to remember to close it.
Right. Well, they can't close it because they literally have... Well, they use the two middle fingers to operate the mouth, but then they have to leave the other fingers in the hand to, like, make hand gestures.
Oh.
So that's how they do that.
Cool.
And they also don't have all their fingers.
Right, yeah, because some of the fingers are involved.
They have three fingers and a thumb. And then some of them are different, too. Like, Cookie Monster has fingernails on the ends of his...
Oh, okay.
His fingers.
I think monsters call those claws.
Well, we called them fingernails in the shop. You don't get to tell us what to call them.
I don't have the terminology.
No. And we had to heat cut those, too, because they would fray otherwise if you didn't. So, that stunk.
Oh, yeah, but...
Yeah, I probably got cancer.
Just plenty of burning plastic around the joint, eh?
I'm sure I have Muppet hair wrapped around my optic nerve.
Oh, that too, yes. So what worked in this episode? For me, as cheesy as it was, the reconciliation of the sister was still somewhat compelling in the end, and the various versions and issues with Rockin' Robin were a lot of fun.
I really thought it was just a really fun one. And you gotta love Janice, and she just brings it, you know?
Yeah.
She brings the feels.
And what didn't work? For me, the continued lack of progress is definitely getting old by now. And also, the slow burn of JJ's app is uninteresting and so far feels really predictable as a threat that's going to come to fruition in Episode 9 to be overcome in Episode 10.
Probably, yeah.
And I'm still pretty clueless about most of the cameos, but that might be my problem and not the show so much.
I think it's us living under rocks.
For the last 20 years.
Do we live under the same rock, or are they different rocks?
I think they're probably different rocks.
Okay.
But they're adjacent.
Adjacent rocks. Well, I mean, every once in a while I'll know something you don't. So
yeah, exactly.
I know. And vice versa.
Yes, it helps at trivia.
It does help at trivia.
So next time is Muppets Mayhem Track 5, Break On Through.
To the other side?
It doesn't say.
No.
Happy hunting!
Happy hunting!
You've been listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast produced by Paul Mackey in association with Nimlas Studios. Any short clips of audio from shows is included under fair use for commentary purposes, and copyright for that content remains with its original copyright holders. The theme song is Too Good by Jack Mangan and is used by his generous permission. One Idjit's Thoughts is produced under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. You can find more episodes of this podcast and many other fine podcasts at nimlas.org. You can contact me by emailing idjitcastpodcast@gmail.com or commenting on episodes at nimlas.org.
Let's make our own memories. Future only
I got it on context, but who the hell is Karamo?